What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will talk about Alisson blasting the Liverpool players, blasting his teammates. They lacked attitude against Real Madrid, and I knew that we were going out because no team has ever come back from a 3-goal home defeat in the first leg and got through in the second leg. 92 times out of 92 occasions the team who won by 3 goals the away leg went through. But what I wanted to see from the Liverpool players is a fight, determination, effort, intensity, and just to go out being our heads held high. But we went out with a whimper. We went out like a team who wasn't bothered about playing at the Bernabeu, who didn't want to play. And Alisson, I think, was very honest in his post-match interview. He said, I'm wearing the Liverpool shirt. I'm going to play against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. The least I have to do is give my absolute best. I believe I did. I leave here with a clear head. Now speaking as a team, we have much more to do. This season of ups and downs, every moment had its reason. And by the way, let me know what is your reaction, what is your opinion on Alisson saying that the Liverpool players lacked attitude against Real Madrid, and also what needs to happen for these Liverpool players to really start fighting for the shirt, fighting for each other. And the intensity needs to come back. That's the bottom line. Our away form is absolutely shocking. We need to fix that as well. But against Man City and Chelsea away from home, we will have a lot of struggles. So let me know your thoughts and leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out my FIFA 23 gameplay channel, link is in the video description, where I preview the weekend's biggest games playing FIFA, and they are a lot of fun. And Alisson's continued. We had injuries. I think we don't like to talk about injuries in football. We are not going to use it as an excuse, but the injuries certainly hurt us. Now we only have one player left out, so that's no longer an excuse. It's been like this for over a month now. We had a fantastic, incredible game against Man United, but soon after, an inexplicable game against Bournemouth and against Real Madrid. It's not that we played badly, but we didn't play enough to tie the game. There was a lack of attitude. A lot was lacking on our part. And yeah, in the second half, for Liverpool to not even have a shot on target until the 80th minute is absolutely scandalous. It's a disgrace. When Liverpool needed to score 3 goals, we weren't even bothered to shoot. And I don't understand why the players didn't play with swagger and confidence. Against Bournemouth it was the same. It was like the Liverpool players didn't enjoy the challenge, as Klopp said, of playing a 12:30 kickoff at noon or just past noon, but you thrashed Man United 7-0. You should be up for every game after that. You should be flying with confidence. And it's like when we have a good performance, immediately we have a bad performance. So Alisson referred to Thiago as the only player who is out injured. Of course, since this interview, Dijk has been confirmed to miss the rest of the season with injury, but all the other first team players are fit. I mean, Henderson has an illness, Luis Diaz is coming back from injury, but after the international break, when we play Man City, these players will be back and available. And a lot of Liverpool fans think that actually Alisson is the only player in the Liverpool squad who really delivered and turned up and delivered to his full potential this season. All the other players are either performing way below their potential or they are constantly injured. Harvey Elliott also has been pretty decent. Dijk has been, I think, terrific. Robertson and Milner, of all people, have performed really well. Maybe not to their maximum ability, but they performed really well. All the other Liverpool players are really way below par, way below their usual standards. And so many players playing below their usual standards, any team will struggle if that's the case. It's never good when one of your best players comes out and calls out the whole team's attitude. But I think it's very much needed because the last time this happened, I think, against Wolves when we lost 3-0, Klopp said that the squad didn't see each other for 2 days and they aired all their grievances out. And then Liverpool went on a great run. We had, after that, 6 clean sheets in 7 games. We won a lot of games in the Premier League. And these players are hyper competitive. So if us fans are really annoyed and really disappointed and frustrated and angry, then imagine how these guys feel, how Virgil van Dijk or Alisson feels when they want to win every game and they see the frailties of this squad. So a major clear out is needed in the summer and a lot of investment. And it's obvious that after not winning the quadruple and losing the Champions League final, losing the Premier League title in the last 15 minutes of last season, some of the top players have checked out mentally. I can't explain any way other than this. The dreadful away form that we collected less than half the amount of points that we collected away from home than that we have done at home. And previously, Jurgen Klopp teams never lost 5-2 at home in the Champions League, 4-1 away to Napoli. We lost 3-0 to Wolves, 3-0 to Brighton, 3-1 to Brentford. No disrespect to those teams, but you never saw these Jurgen Klopp sides after, of course, we went with building the squad up. And it is clear that some of the top players have checked out mentally. And that's unacceptable at a club like Liverpool. It's unacceptable everywhere, but especially at Liverpool, where you have to win every game and you have to give the maximum of your ability. That's the bare minimum. If you pull on the Liverpool shirt, you absolutely have to give your all. You have to run, you have to fight, you have to show intensity. And Virgil van Dijk is also super annoyed. And Virgil van Dijk also said that if we want to be where we have been in the last 5 years, which means challenging for the Champions League, challenging for the Premier League, we need quality signings, quality transfers in, especially with a lot of players leaving. I think that's quite obvious, Van Dijk said. Players are going to leave. That's obviously been announced, but everyone knows that that's going to be very difficult. It is going to be very difficult to find the right players, but the club has to do their job in this case. We still have a lot of games to play for us, and we want to be in the Champions League. I think that will also help to attract the best players in the world. Not all the time, but it will definitely help. It's going to be very defining, and that's something we all know. Going to Man City, going to Chelsea, and then hosting Arsenal. It's been a season that we can't find the consistency that we have had the last few years. It sounds very simple, but it's the most difficult part of football. And the most difficult part of being a footballer is to stay consistent in each and every game. And we will give it absolutely everything, because I want to play in the Champions League. We all want to play in the Champions League. The fans want to play in the Champions League. But dropping out of the Champions League and maybe qualifying for the Europa League or the Conference League, or even not qualifying for Europe, could be huge financial repercussions. Because Liverpool, just last season when we went to the final, we earned more than £100 million through Champions League revenue and TV revenue as well. And this season, when we went out of the last 16, we still earned around £80 million from the Champions League. And even though Liverpool posted record revenues from last season, we still only earned a £7 million profit. So we are spending a lot on player wages and probably also on redeveloping Anfield, but that's why FSG seeks investment. They just can't fund Liverpool properly, and that's why I wanted FSG to sell the club fully. Players' contracts include bonuses and based on appearances and trophy success, and we also spent a lot of money on attackers. The problem has been not spending money on midfielders, but maybe Liverpool didn't have more money to spend. We will find out in the summer whether Liverpool will be able to spend and strengthen the team. But if we don't, then some of our big players might leave, and it's absolutely criminal that FSG have ruined some of the prime years of these Liverpool players. I mean, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, they are in their prime. Maybe Van Dijk is a little bit past it, and a lot of other players are in their prime, Mo Salah as well. And with the right kind of investment in a midfielder last summer, we could have been challenging for the title. We could have been challenging for the FA Cup, the League Cup, but we left the midfield area so much without attention, without proper signings, that this has been an absolute disaster of a season. And remember, Liverpool have one of the highest wage bills of the world, so without Champions League football it will be hard to maintain those wages. Salah and Van Dijk earn £300,000 per week, and other players are earning £200,000 per week, like Thiago, I think, and Henderson. So Liverpool need to get back to Champions League football. Otherwise, we either have to sell some players or reduce the incoming players, and that will be a disaster because so many players are leaving Liverpool. We have to sign proper, really good, potentially world-class, talented players in the summer. And this will be one of the most important transfer windows of the last 20 years in Liverpool's history. FSG said publicly that they will strengthen the team no matter where we finish in the Premier League, and they absolutely have to, otherwise we won't be competitive next season. We will be in mid-table, and that's unacceptable. The Liverpool fans won't put up with that, and I think it's very important for Liverpool to finish in the Champions League for all the reasons that I've just given you. So I really hope that Liverpool sign some proper players in the summer, otherwise we will be just left behind by other clubs. Newcastle, Man City, Chelsea, Man United will all spend huge amount of money. Arsenal are spending more money than Liverpool, even though they haven't been in the Champions League for 5 years. So explain that, FSG. What I think Liverpool need is an absolutely top world-class director of football who can find players who are, similar to Mane, Salah, Firmino, who don't cost 60, 70, 80 million, but who will turn world class in 1 or 2 years. Cody Gakpo is a player like that, but we need more players and midfielders to sign who are those kind of players. We need fresh ideas, a big vision, a bold vision of where the club is going, and we need to be very ready to pounce on players who are available, who have really good potential, and who can quickly go to the next level under Jurgen Klopp. For midfielders, we have desperately needed the more dynamism, more energy in midfield, but also we need tactically tweaking the side, and we need physicality in the midfield. Too many players are not physical enough. I think that's why Fabio Carvalho and Curtis Jones haven't been playing that much. They are not physical enough for the Premier League. And what is extremely prateful is that 2 seasons ago and last season, we were literally one of the best teams in the world, one of the best teams in the Premier League. We were challenging for titles and trophies, and that was the time to strengthen. Look at Man City. They won the Premier League last season, yet they still signed Haaland, they still signed Alvarez, they rejuvenated their midfield, they sold some of their big players like Raheem Sterling, and they just refreshed their squad, refreshed their team with many new signings, and that's what Liverpool needed to do. But we failed to sign a midfielder. Arthur Melo doesn't count, guys. He's on loan and he's always injured. So why on earth didn't Liverpool strengthen the team? I think the owners just didn't give enough money to Jurgen Klopp and the recruitment team, and that's inexcusable because this could have been a pure really big dynasty under Jurgen Klopp, winning multiple titles, multiple Premier League titles, multiple Champions Leagues, and we were so close. And just with a little bit more investment, a little bit more support from the owners, we could have gone over the line. And that's why Virgil van Dijk and Alisson is sick and tired of this. They have been run into the ground and they are not getting support from the owners. They are not getting support by signing better midfielders, so they can flourish and win more titles and trophies. And that will be ultimately, in my opinion, the legacy of FSG, what could have been. They have been decent owners, but not great owners, and that's really frustrating to me. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.